Today I will be showing you guys how to play Alien Invasion. First, you have a dealer, which in this case is the player on the left. The dealer then shuffles all the cards in the 52 card deck, usually more than once, but for the case of this video I just did it once, and deals 6 cards to each player. As the dealer, or after the dealer dealt all 6 cards to each player will look at their cards to determine the best 2 cards that they can hold in their hand. The player will then place these 2 cards in front of them. They may look at these cards throughout the entire hand as they will be trying to make these cards stronger. They then lay out the remaining 4 cards in front of them. The player may try to memorize what these cards are, but they are not allowed to look at them for the rest of the hand. There is then 4 cards laid face up in the middle of the game board. This is out of the deck of cards that were not used in the initial deal. The person to the left of the dealer will always start. In this case, there's only one other person, so they will start. They choose one of the cards, either face up or face down, and add it to their hand. Then, that card is replaced from the deck of cards that hasn't been used in the same orientation that it previously was. Then the dealer goes and does the same thing. 3 cards. This is the first part of the hand. The betting now begins. The person to the left of the dealer again will start the betting. In this case, they chose to bet 3 white chips. Now the dealer can fold, can match, which is also a call. In this case, the dealer chose to call, and the play continues. Same steps as before. The player to the left of the dealer selects a card, and that card is replaced. The dealer does the same thing. The most important part about this is that the card is replaced in the same orientation, either face up or face down. A new round of betting begins. In this case, both players choose to check, which can be done so by knocking on the table, or a simple word check. The third and final round of card selection begins. Each player now has 5 cards in his or her deck, and the game board looks exactly as it was as it began. This is the final round of betting. As we can see, the player to the left of the dealer put in a blue chip, but the dealer chose to raise. This means that he thinks he has a better card or deck. The other player called his raise. I will now show you how to determine the winner of each hand. So this was the outcome of the last hand as shown in this video, with the player's cards flipped over. As we can see, the dealer has two kings, as well as they paired a 7 with a 7 in the middle pot, and the next highest card is an ace. However, the player across from the dealer paired an ace with one of the middle cards, paired a jack with one of the middle cards, and the next highest card was the 7. Now, since the pair of aces is greater than the pair of kings, the player across from the dealer wins the hand and gets all the chips that were bet during that hand. An alien abduction is one of the most important parts of the game. As we can see, in a completely new hand, the dealer in this case has the ace and the queen, otherwise known as the alien and his queen. The player opts to use this ace and the queen to abduct the other player's cards. The player gets rid of the ace and the queen and takes all 4 cards from the other player's hand. That player then takes the top 4 cards from the unused cards, and that is now his or her hand. The other player can now use that player's hands that they abducted to determine the best cards out of their deck as well as the abducted deck. Now the thing here is, if the player started with 3 cards in the hand, they must only come out with 3 cards from the abducted and their own hand. The remaining cards then go to the bottom of the deck and will not be used. Then, after the abduction is complete, that player finishes his turn as shown in the first part of this video.